Guys, we are live. How is everybody tonight? Let's get right into a trade. It's been too long. It's been
at least a month since our last show.
It's been forever. Let's jump right into it. I'm working on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm gonna crush it tonight. Okay.
Baller.
12 team, 1 QB, half PPR, start 9. Give Dameon Pierce, get 2 2023 seconds, mid to late, or 2023 third as well. What do you think?
No, bro. The market has spoken. The market is a first-round draft pick for Dameon Pierce, whether it's 23 or 24. If anything, you should have added a second that Dameon Pierce got in the first. So, not a fan.
Yeah, he's going for 23 first and Superflex. So, half PPR, start 9. I'd rather have Dameon Pierce easily.
Yep. And if you guys hear any background noise, that's because Scott's at a casino. Yeah, so he's gambling with your super chat money. If it comes through, it's going right back to the casino. So keep that in mind.
Drafting, not gambling. Drafting.
Yeah, you're doing an FFPC draft tonight.
So I'm in Elizabeth, Indiana, which is basically really close to Louisville. We're doing the Kentucky State Fantasy Football Championships, and I've had 2 drafts today, and it's been fun. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. All right, so let's throw this one up. 12 team Superflex, start 10. Side A is Zach Wilson, a 24 first, a 25 first, Shane's favorite. Side B is Russell Wilson. What do you think?
Russ Wilson.
Yeah, this is Russ, and I'm not a giant Russ fan, but I mean, if that was a 23 first and a 24 first, I could almost squint my eyes and make myself take it, but
right.
25 is not even a real year. I don't know what we're doing. It's never going to happen.
I hope it happens.
It's not. Lord. I'm just saying it's like 2012 all over. Like it's just the life stops after 2024. It's not even it's gonna reset. The Matrix is gonna reset.
Dynasty Trades will be here in 2025, Shane. Okay.
Yeah. I sure hope so.
Hopefully we'll be streaming on NBC Roto World.
Yeah. Right. Don't hold your breath. Okay, so we'll hide that one there. Everybody, thanks for joining. We got 31 eyeballs in here so far. We'll get some more. You 31 eyeballs though. If you would look down and press that like button, we'd appreciate it.
Smash the like, please.
That support, or you could smash. Give it a gentle tap, whatever your flavor is. Okay, so let's delete that one. Let's go to this one. 12 team Superflex PPR 2 tight end 1.5 tight end premium start 11. Give Albert O, get CEH. Contacts as other tight ends are Gesicki, Everett, and Bellinger. This is a Albert O side by a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't like either of these players, but at least Albert O with the premium.
And 2 tight end as well.
Yeah, 2 tight end, and people like Albert O. You got to do better than CEH here.
Yeah, and if anybody checked out our CEH show that I finally dropped this morning, yeah, I know Shane had completely forgotten about the show, and I was like, this thing is going to turn into a pumpkin if I don't drop it. Like we were talking about Ronald Jones maybe getting cut. We're going to find out in possibly minutes. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if it was a bit stale. We're going to be smashing out some content during the season. It's going to be less cool. With graphics, I'm not going to be able to make fun of Shane as much, but it's going to be the same usual good content, hopefully.
Let me ask this, Shane, why do we not like Albert O?
Why do I not like Albert O?
No, why do people not like Albert O? Lay the argument out to me.
Oh, no. People like Albert O. Didn't you hear? He's wildly athletic. He chased Noah Fant out of Denver. Basically just chased him with a pitch and fork and chased him out.
So why do you not like him? I think the words were, I don't really like either of these players.
Because he's not actually produced. He wasn't much of a producer in college. He hasn't actually produced in the pros. He's in an offense where, quite frankly, I can't see him being higher than the 4th target because I would definitely prefer Sutton, Judy, whatever order you want to put those 2 in. Javonte Williams and possibly Melvin Gordon as a target over him, but I'll just count the running backs as 1 target. So he's the 4th target in this offense for me, which, look, he's going to have some spike weeks. We saw that before when Russell Wilson had Jimmy Graham when he was still good. There was definitely spike weeks there, but I don't believe Alberto is that.
Fair enough.
You see, I like him because I feel like he has that, sex appeal. Like if he hits, like if he has one of those spike weeks, he's a live asset.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He will be so popular. He's got the fun last name. Yeah, super athlete.
And that's what
really lean his side on this one, but I don't know. I like having him as a flip piece.
And that's why I'm saying you got to do better than better than CEH.
Right.
And look, I don't have to specifically like the player or think he's going to do well to know that the market likes him, and that's more important than if I specifically like him. The market likes him, so I got to do better than CEH.
It's just interesting that they drafted a tight end who hasn't played, who has a lower RAS score, who's undersized, like an H-back basically, and he's probably not. His profile doesn't project as a guy that would ever hit a top 12 season, yet he's somehow like pushing Alberto out because he played in the preseason. It's just a very weird narrative that it's like, if we're chasing a tight end, he checks every box you would look for.
Right.
What do we, and Shane, and I'm not attacking Shane, but he goes, he hasn't produced. A lot of tight ends haven't produced in their first 2 years. You chase them. Cole Kmet didn't really produce. We're chasing him. Why?
I'm not.
Right. My point is, though, that it's like we chase a lot of tight ends that haven't produced, because how many tight ends haven't produced? Like 95% of the tight ends in the league. You know what I mean? It's just odd that the narrative on him is just all preseason narrative. So we'll see how it plays out. I could be really wrong and have egg on my face, but
no. And someone mentioned that he just played in their last preseason game. I would say that is probably more to do with, like, honestly, the guy needed reps. He wasn't healthy, Alberto. I don't think that
they said that. They said he needed reps playing this position that he has never played before because it's a new offense. Yet people go, "Oh, that can't be the truth." But
that's one of those. It doesn't feel like coach speak at all. Like the guy's actually been injured. Like he definitely needs to get on the field and play a little bit. I mean, unless you're an absolute superstar, you got to get on the field a little bit during preseason.
Yep. Okay, let's add another one in here. So 10-team Superflex, half PPR, start 9. Context is it's a contender. Gave Mike Evans and DK Metcalf, got Cooper Kupp, Olave, and a 24 first. What say you?
I mean, I'd take Kupp over Mike Evans. Olave and Olave and DK Metcalf are close enough, and then a 24 first. Yeah, you done good. Good job, John.
Yeah, John. I
Unconfirmed.
think because it's a 10-team start 9. Give me the one guy that I know is probably gonna be a warp player or a positional advantage, which is Kupp, and then the other pieces are. Put it this way: even if you would say Kupp is the only guy outside of maybe Mike Evans this year that fits in like a locked-in starting lineup in this side or in this deal, I want to have Olave in the first because I can probably go buy a better piece that also fits in my lineup with those two pieces. Even if really in a start 9, half PPR, 10 team, do you really want to bank on Chris Olave or the 24 first? But I think I can package those and get a better player than what I'm giving back. So all day.
Sounds good. All right, let's go to one in the chat. What's up, guys? I see some usual names in here. Really appreciate all the support and all the congratulations we got today on our sponsorship, and that leads me into this live stream being sponsored by none other than Manscape.com, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TradesIn5 at manscaped.com. Again, that's TradesIn5 at manscaped.com. My math is correct. That's about 12 million balls. And you got to stick around for later in the stream. Shane will jump in with his bit. We got a lot of laughs on that. That was absolutely hilarious. I rewatch it so many times, just crack up. If only you could see the outtakes. Fantastic.
Yeah, all the times where it's been like, Shane, we can't say that. Manscaped probably doesn't want you to use that term or in that way. But yeah, we maybe do an outtake show sometime and put it on a private YouTube.
Yeah. We'll
only the subs can see it.
We'll have to, but yeah, we appreciate all the congratulations. Technically, we're on on like a little probationary period, to see how we do. So, if you want to enjoy these awesome Manscaped products, you'd also be supporting us. Anyway, more on that later. We didn't completely sell out. Let's get back to the questions here. So in the comments, have you guys been starring? Awesome. All right. This is important at the start of a stream here when we're talking trades. When you say 10 teams start 9, does that include defense and kicker if you have kickers? We do not. Okay. So we don't include kicker or defense in any of our trade considerations. As far as Shane's concerned, they do not exist. So if you start, go ahead, Shane.
I'm offended by kickers and defense, but I understand. Look, we've done several roster reviews with them. And just as I'll give you a little behind the sausage, how it's made, how the sausage is made behind the windows. Me and Scott largely ignore the kicker and the defense. Like we mentioned that it's on the team and then completely ignore it the rest of the way.
Yep.
As
So
we do
not. So we do not include that. So if we say start 9, we're not talking any kickers or defenses. But that's a good question. It's very important.
Well, let me add this, because when you submit a roster review, which if you want a roster review and you're going to get a really sweet private YouTube video of Shane and I crushing your team, no, we don't really crush it, but we'll give you our honest feedback. It's really cool. We've had a lot of feedback from those that have purchased the roster reviews. But DM Clay at Trades in 5. And set up a roster review. But yeah, we do not, we typically just ignore kickers and defenses. And that's one of the questions that you will get on the questionnaire is how many minus the kicker and defense. So Clay's very specific. He doesn't want somebody to say it's a start 9 and then kicker and defense shows up. It's really a start 7. So just want to throw that out there and plug our roster reviews.
Yeah, and we have a few roster reviews that we need to get back out. We know you know who you are, and so do we. We'll get those out soon. All right, so let's go to the Facebook disruptor here. He's got a comment. I shouted him out, so we'll put this. Draft is tonight. That big Josh Allen trade is about to go down, I think. All right, so we will chat about that trade. Okay, 12 team. Start 6, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Traded Mike Williams, Tua, and a 2024 second round pick for Russell Wilson. Thoughts?
Man, I don't even know how to assess start 6.
Yeah,
honestly, I would say
Russell Wilson, right?
I would almost say do the trade because you're literally probably looking for the best player at the 6 spots that you can get and giving up as many depth pieces as possible to get there. I mean, I have no clue with the start 6. I wonder what's the bench size. Is it like 25 or is it like 12? You know what I mean? Because if it's less than like 15, then it's almost like depth doesn't matter. You can just go pick up players on the waiver wire and it's really flat in terms of their value. So I would say Russell Wilson, but if it's really deep benches, I don't know. I don't know. This is weird. Start 6 is tough.
Start 6 is tough.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, I'm just going with the same theory as Scott. Just give me
Shane's like to
player.
Beat everybody in your league over the head to add more starters and then come back and ask the question.
Yeah. So this one is 12-team Superflex start 10. Give Deontay Johnson, get DeShaun Watson and James Robinson.
I'm good with keeping Deontay Johnson.
I'm good with keeping Deontay.
Hey,
yeah.
Give me a more appealing running back. I could sell myself on this, but it's probably got to be in the Brian Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard range, like a guy that could be a starter. I could squint and say I might be okay pivoting off Deontay because I can guess probably Deontay and DeShaun Watson maybe end up in the same range, but hard to give up Deontay for just this because James Robinson is in a start 10. He's just an extra body.
Yeah, and you got to squint really hard to see DeShaun Watson reaching Deontay Johnson's upside. Wide receiver 8 last year in points per game, wide receiver 22 the season before. Like those are hard numbers to achieve. 2 of the last 3 years, he's a wide receiver 2 or better. So I like Dotson. Obviously, I love James Cook more than my children. Hopefully they didn't hear that, but I'm gonna hold on to Deontay there.
They did not hear that. They did not hear that, and they're not going to hear your Manscape read later. All right, 14 teams, Superflex, PPR, start 9. Give 3 firsts, 2 of which are in 2023. 1 is in 2024. They all project mid to late. Get DeShaun Watson and Cortland Sutton.
I'm okay with this one. Honestly, I can stomach paying 2 late first for Watson. It's basically a 24 first for Sutton. Start 9, but yeah, I'm okay with this one because 14 team, when Watson's back, you're going to be glad you had him for 2 firsts. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I will go with this. Look, what do we pay for? We pay for quarterbacks in Superflex leagues, 14 team. That's fine. If I have to overpay and give a first for Sutton, at least it's a 2024, whatever. If that gets me DeShaun Watson, I'm fine with that.
This is great. Everyone in here should like this podcast. He just said kicker and defense don't matter. I love it.
Well, they don't.
They don't matter, right?
They don't. They don't. Look, I know there's a lot of like fantasy time devoted to kickers and streaming, and just I don't want to hear about it. Give me real positions that actually matter. that put some real. There's not so much crazy, just fucking random variance.
All right, so Sean, 12-team Superflex start 10 traded Breece for Akers, a mid 2023 first, and David Bell. What are your thoughts?
Look, I guess I'm super high on Breece Hall because I think that's a horrible package for him. Look, I don't trust Akers even a little bit. 2023 first is a beautiful thing, and obviously we love 23 first. David Bell doesn't move the needle for me. Even in a start 10, I'm going to hold on to Breece for that package. If the running back besides Akers was a little stronger, maybe.
Man, I think you take this deal, Shane. This is one of those process over players trades.
I got you.
Yeah, this was close. If it's a mid 2023 first, I don't know. Yeah, it's close. It's close.
Well, looks like I'm the only one with the nuts to say it. Manscape. So I'm going to say go ahead and you hold on the Breece there.
Hold on to Breece.
Okay, so let's just dissect this one because this is an interesting trade. How would you make this trade where you would accept it on the Akers and mid first side? What would you say needs to be added? Because I think we can agree David Bell is just like a flip piece in a start 10, but what would you need to alter on the Akers mid first side to get you to accept it? Because I'm guessing you don't like a second wouldn't move the needle for you in a start 10 or
no.
What would you have to change?
It's Akers needs to be upgraded. And I don't know that whoever the other owner is could even do that if they wanted to. Or I'd want a 24 first. I just think Breece Hall is a top 3 dynasty running back, and that's not Akers. He's just not. And I get the process part of it. We're trying to replace 80% of Breece's production, and we think Akers can do that. I don't know that Akers can do that.
Well, give me another name.
It's not going to be a deal someone's going to make. I'd have to get Javonte Williams back.
I think that's the point of the question that makes it a good discussion is that I ask you for another name and you're like, oh, well, they're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like if you insert, say, Austin Eckler in this trade, does he get accepted?
Yes.
An older guy like Eckler, Mixon, Dalvin Cook, something like that.
You know who's a good one? Aaron Jones. Because that was in one of our patron chats. Someone brought that exact trade up without the David Bell, of course, because then, you know what? I could see Aaron Jones. I could see Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook. I could see them equaling, if not outproducing Breece Hall. And then I get a free 23 first, which again is the mystery box. And it could I'll tell myself it's going to be Bijan Robinson.
So it's got to be a running back that you're confident will be like a top 12 running back in the next year or two. And then you'll sacrifice maybe the upside of Breece for basically getting the extra first. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so let's throw this up here. How are you, Heavy Kevy? Happy Saturday per usual. Thank you for the super chat. $13.04. Love it. So wait, is that what we decided is the valuation versus the dollar? Was that from a previous live stream? Just 13.04, or am I missing some kind of obvious?
No, that was.
I'm guessing there might be some sort of translation or calculation with that number, but fill us in, Heavy Kevy.
Yeah, I guess it might be 10 clean bucks US. Either way, thank you very much. We appreciate that. So 12 team Superflex PPR 1.5 tight end premium start 10. Gave Tony an ETN and got CD Lamb. Have lots of depth and 23 firsts. Need hammers. What do you think?
I mean, this is a trade.
I like it.
It's a trade made after my own heart, right? We're in point scoring season. This is what we want. We want hammers to smash people in the face with.
Boom.
You know, depth is nice. Tony someday could be a really nice piece. I don't know if he's going to be. I love ETN, but you know what I know? CD Lamb is the wide receiver 3 in Dynasty right now. And at worst, after this year, he'd probably be still wide receiver 5. So give me him.
Yep. I mean, even in like a start 13, it's still CD. I mean, it's CD in any format, right? Okay. Thank you very much, Heavy Kevy. Appreciate you.
1304 is $10. So you were right, Clay.
Yeah.
So that means Canadian dollars are worth less, right? That's how that works.
I think that's right. I just Googled it real quick while Shane was answering.
Little known fact: the Canadian dollar is actually called the maple leaf.
This is hilarious. So first off, Coach Ali gave us two super chats. The first one, he paid us $1.99 to say this. That Heavy Kevy is the worst trader on Sleeper. Well, it seems like he's a good trader, actually.
Yeah, I just want to say this, Coach Ali, Sleeper, and I've noticed this about myself. It makes you more adventurous, man. I don't know what it is. It's like going to a swingers club. It's just like you're willing to try things that you wouldn't try on MFL.
That's hilarious. We had to put it up, right, for that $2. No, we love everybody who's joining us here. Okay, so here is his super chat though. Finally able to tune in. I love you guys. Community is great. Y'all are amazing. Keep it up. And I got a trade for y'all to dissect. Where's that trade, guys? Do you have that starred?
Could look for it.
I'm sorry. I was supposed to be doing stuff.
Let us take a peek. Apparently, there's a trade involved in that.
Yeah,
not just kind words. Okay, so
maybe this is it. Let's see, Coach Ali. I'll find it while you're doing another one.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go. Let's go to this other super chat. Thank you very much, Field. 10-team Superflex start 8 PPR. Fields and a late 23 first for DeShaun Watson. It's a contender. Has Murray. He's not sure if he could buy a replacement for Fields. What do you think?
I mean, the only problem with this is you're making this trade because you're a contender for this year. If you're making it with that thought in mind, well, you're not going to see Watson until week 13, week 12. I forget whatever it works out to. It's going to be the week before the playoffs start for you in fantasy. So you're going to need to find a way to keep afloat. Now, can you? Probably, yeah. So I don't know who your other quarterbacks are. I mean, on its face, I'm fine with this because, I want Watson. But if you're making it specifically because you're trying to contend this year, that's where you fall in the problem, and you'd be better off moving that first and Fields for a different quarterback, one that's going to actually play this year.
Yeah, I think the other thing is it's a 10-team start 8. So the quarterback upgrade matters, but I also think that you're probably looking at you should be able to try to get a better quarterback, and I'd rather add more because it's such a shallow league. Like I'd give my 24 first to go and get Lamar Jackson or something like that. And you might not be able to do it, but if not, I'm probably just sitting and holding because it's such a shallow league. I probably just roll the dice with Fields. Like I think you can get the same deal 8 weeks into the season if you really want to. If you're 7-1 and you're going, okay, I want Watson back for the playoffs, then fine. But I wouldn't commit to it right now because I don't think it guarantees you much in this format.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so here's and thank you for that super chat again, Field. Here's Coach Ali's trade. Gave AJB in a 2024 second, got T. Higgins and Alec Pierce.
Well, I probably want to know the format, but if I think you can buy Alec Pierce for a 24 second and it's start 12, something like that, I'll be fine with that because he might fit in starter range. Other than that, I think you can probably flip a coin, AJB versus T. Higgins. But maybe the market says
say.
AJB by a little bit, but I think you could go both ways.
I hate saying it's even because it feels like you need to take a stance, but sometimes trades are just even. This is a preference one. Do you like T. Higgins or do you like AJ Brown? Because the second and Pierce are the same thing.
Yeah, and maybe it's a stack is being created on one side, or who knows, maybe both sides. But
right.
All right, awesome, Coach Ali, we appreciate you. All right, let's hide this one. So this guy Charlie, he's going to get on the screen here in part because that's my son's name. So we're going to throw this up. But no, we were talking to him on Twitter, and he's got a draft here at 8:30 PST. He's going to try to tune in for the start of this. So let's help him out real quick here. So 10-team Superflex start 9, total gut job rebuild. He sent us a picture of his roster. Excuse me. I wish we had time to do a roster review on him because there's a lot of potential. But his question is, should he give Josh Allen and get Jalen Hurts, the 107, and a 2023 first. Now that 2023 first, early/mid, was a 102 for 2022. Okay, so that person is the 102 this year. So he thinks he's going to be, anywhere in the 103, 104 range, something like that. It's total gut job rebuild. I'll stop there. But what do you think on the surface?
I mean, I went back and forth with them on this one.
Yep.
I wanted to hold on to Josh Allen, right? Because I'm not a fan of tearing down from the quarterback 1, quarterback 2. I get the thought process behind it. And look, I don't know if there's a bigger Jalen Hurts stand than me right now. The 107 is basically meh to me. And I don't know what that works out into calculators, but meh is not much. The 23 first is obviously nice. It's only start 9. So that was my thing. So if it was like 10 or 11, I'd be like, all right, let me do this. But I don't want to move Josh Allen for this. Like if I'm moving Josh Allen for this, and Scott brought it up earlier, what would you actually do it for? Fine. You need to give me Lamar Jackson in the 23 first. You know what I mean? Like, again, I love Jalen Hurts and I think he's going to be elite. I don't have enough actual evidence to say that with as much conviction as I can say it about Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray.
And I'll throw this in here too, Scott, before you go. But I did ask him if he thinks he could get a 23 first with that 107, and he said very unlikely, but we'll see when he's on the clock. All right, go ahead, Scott.
I know that's what I was going to say is if there's a chance you can go to a team that maybe is in the middle somewhere and you can get a 23 first for that 107, I would consider it. Here's the only drawback. It's a 10-team Superflex, so you can argue the quarterback matters a little bit less. What matters more is the gap between the tiers. I mean, we do a lot of roster reviews on 10-team leagues. And, I mean, Shane will even say when you're down in the Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott range, those guys are okay, but they're really overvalued from like a dynasty tier standpoint. You're really looking at 1 to 2 year windows because quarterbacks are more replaceable because there's less teams. But really, I want a quarterback that can have a top 5 or better season. If I have Russell Wilson or Dak Prescott, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm okay at quarterback, but there's only 10 teams. So I may literally lose to the team that has Jalen Hurts or Trey Lance, and they're not as quote unquote valuable. Maybe Trey Lance is, but so I see the pivot. I see the idea of going from Allen to Jalen Hurts. Honestly, I would go the other way. I wouldn't necessarily take Lamar Jackson in a 23 first. You know what I want to do if I'm trading Josh Allen? I want Justin Herbert. Give me 4 years, less wear and tear. I don't want to lose my position at having one of the most dominant players, but I really only want to pivot within that tier. Yet I'm betting the team that has Justin Herbert is probably going, I don't have a reason to trade a first on top of him to get Josh Allen. So I would probably hold. The only other option would be instead of the 107, can I get a better starter? A player I could flip for a 23 first. Because I agree with Shane. A 10-team start 9, what are you getting at the 107? Great. You're going to get Jamison Williams or Treylon Burks. Where do they go in a 10-team start 9? They are immediate roster cloggers. I mean, I hate to say it, but they are. Until they have like a smash season, they're roster cloggers. So, yeah, I would keep Josh Allen, but I see it. If this was a 12-team start 11, the package would have a little bit more appeal, but it's not.
Yep. All right, good talk there. How do I get rid of let me hide this. Let's move on to, I had found one here. Dameon Pierce or Amon-Ra St. Brown in Dynasty?
Pierce.
What's
Shane,
up,
you're
mute
muted.
guy?
I wasn't muted. Again, you guys just don't listen to me when I talk. I'm again going to take Dameon Pierce because guess what? I can trade him for a 23 first. I do not think I can do that with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Even if I'm trading him, I have more options to get with Dameon Pierce in the next couple weeks than Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I'm going to wait and see if I can get a better offer.
Just a shout out to a great tweet. Dwayne McFarland tweeted out Dameon Pierce's highlights, and it was all highlights of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders and other running backs.
Yeah, and when it's running back versus wide receiver, as much as we hate on running backs, on the show, they are easier to trade. They're a more desirable asset for whatever reason, right?
Well, they're more scarce in season, right?
Yeah. they're more scarce in season. Everybody loves a good running back, right? So
we got to do a follow-up show. Maybe this is more of a dynasty leverage show, but just a show on the new running back landscape and how it's changing. Because, I mean, every year you're going to see guys like Dameon Pierce that we don't even respect their draft capital necessarily, but a mid-round 4 running back now is like a lot of them are slotted in to start right away. It's just there's a chance that another round 4 or round 5 running back gets drafted every single year afterwards, so they don't ever have like that Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara. It's hard to get from that range to where they get a second contract and they maintain the starter job the whole time.
I was told on Twitter that round 4 is the new round 2 and or round 3. So
I think round 3 and round 4 probably can be looked at very similar to how we used to view round 2 and round 3, because quite frankly, how many teams in the NFL right now are willing to take a running back in round 1? Not a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think we can kind of scale it back a little bit. Like, we treat mid-round 4 running backs like they are immediately backups with the right situation that they land in being the starter, a.k.a. Dameon Pierce, a.k.a. maybe Tyler Algier. You know what I mean? Those are all about where did they land. Had nothing to do with their talent, really nothing to do with their draft capital, because we have other round 4 and round 5 running backs that are buried.
Yep. And let's see, we got 101 eyeballs in here. If you wouldn't mind, do us a favor, look down, hit that like if you're on YouTube and you are actually liking
it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and make your kids subscribe too, because this is good for children.
This is great for children. Okay. Field, another $5 super chat from Field. Thank you very much. Did we already do this one?
No. He was talking about, so this is the gentleman that had, he was talking about trading for Watson.
Okay.
Right. So he thinks he can make the playoffs. I mean, look, if you think you can make the playoffs, then make the deal.
So I'm just trying to look through this. He thinks he can make the playoffs without Fields, but he doesn't think he can win it with Fields. So he's willing to take the shot on Watson, and it looks like he only has to give up one of his 3 firsts, and he has 3 early firsts. So again, context changes this question. I'm much more apt to trade future firsts. I traded 2 firsts today for Mark Andrews in a league. I had 4 other firsts, 4 of them in 2023. So in that league, I'm looking for deals where I can get hammers, because I don't really want to make 6 firsts. So I think with the context, that's exactly how I would probably view it now that he says what he just said. I'm fine taking the risk on Watson then.
Nice. All right. Thanks again, Field. Appreciate that. Scott or Shane, do you want to hide that comment? I don't have it up in front of me, so I can't. All right. So let's go to this one here. So at DeBomb, 12 team Superflex start 9 startup. Give Dobbins, Ritter, and Tony. Get a 2023 first. I think it's early to mid, but it's a startup. Jared Goff, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and a 2023 third. So giving Dobbins, Ritter, and Tony, getting a early to mid 2023 first, Goff, DPJ, and a third. What do you think?
Give me the got side here. You can almost cancel. I think you can cancel out Goff with Ritter, I guess. I think a lot of people would probably take Ritter, but let's just cancel those 2 out. It's basically Dobbins and Tony for a first and junk pieces. But in a start 9, if I can hold that first, there's a chance I can get something with the first that I probably couldn't get by just sending Dobbins and Tony. Because the problem is you're trying to probably send Dobbins and Tony to people for a better player. And people are going, I don't want either of those guys.
Yeah.
So now you've converted that value into a first, which is much more liquid and movable on the market than those 2 players. So that would be one of the reasons why you just do it, especially in a start 9.
So just a little side question. What would you pay for Dobbins?
Not a first.
Even if, what's his
23 first?
Not a 23 first. If you were buying, would you pay a 24 first?
No.
I could get by paying a 24 first, but he's just one of those players where the person that has him is not selling for a second. The person that has him, if you probably offer the person Dameon Pierce for Dobbins, they probably decline, and you're sitting there going, I'd rather just have Dameon Pierce. So he's one of those guys that's really hard to buy, because people are still seeing, oh, well, he was a first round pick in 2020.
Yep.
So I don't want to buy him. I'll wait.
12-team Superflex PPR start 10. Gave Najee Harris and James Conner. Got CeeDee Lamb and James Cook. And that got side is Shane's side.
It's interesting. I mean, Shane, I assume you're taking James Cook over James Conner? Hesitation.
No.
He wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention.
Going over the Manscape thing in his head.
I've already moved on to the Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb part of this, and if I'm trying to move off Najee Harris, I like this a lot. I would take James Cook over James Conner, even though James Conner, if he stays healthy, is probably going to have a better year this year. But I'll take the CeeDee Lamb side. But this is one of those, like, if I need a running back, even though I don't want to pay for running backs, I'd be okay with this. But I want the CeeDee Lamb side.
Yeah, I think the thing is you've got a running back in James Cook, and you can probably go replace James Conner cheaper. So I think that's the angle here is most people that are contending and have this side of Najee Harris and James Conner, they would think it's blasphemy that they could trade that away. But I'm fine trying to buy like a James Conner type piece later for cheaper. So I would definitely do the Lamb and Cook side.
Yeah, there are a couple of players where I just can't trust them ever staying healthy. And I'm always out on them, and I'm going to miss out on a lot of fantasy points. But James Conner's one, Deebo, Kittle for me. I don't know. Like I said, I might miss out on a lot of fantasy points, but I can't do it. It's a little scary. And Shane just took Kittle in a startup that we're in right now.
I did.
Dynasty Trades HQ 6.
I don't know what this is. That's not 6, but yeah, the HQ 6, baby.
Yep. I'm going kind of rogue in that one, like going totally against the grain, like we normally do, or we say we do in super flexes. And I draft a couple old guys, but I don't know. We'll have fun with it. Okay, so let's hide that one. Speak of the devil, I've got a Deebo one. Let's throw that up, and then we'll go back to the chat. So 10-team super flex start 10. Give Deebo and Darrell Henderson. Get Jamison Williams and a 24 first. Context, he has Drake, Olave, Pickens, Tolbert, Bell, and 3 2023 first. Basically, I remember what his comment was. It was like Deebo's his only like viable veteran wide receiver. Other than that, he has a bunch of young guys, and he'd be getting another one here. What do you think?
I like the process. The problem is he's going to have J-Mo, Drake, Olave, Pickens, Tolbert, Bell. Odds are like at least 2 of those guys are cloggers or they whiff. So that's the only thing is you're kind of already embracing the 2022 rookie class, and now you're buying into it even more. I'd rather try to get 2 firsts for Deebo and anything I can throw in rather than taking Jamison Williams back. Or can I flop in one of those other receivers and get a 23 first instead? Can I throw back like Jalen, Tolbert, Henderson, and Deebo and get 2 firsts instead of just take on more rookies? I mean, I get it. It's a decent process deal, but it feels like he's very overexposed on this year's rookie class, unfortunately.
Yeah. So in a rebuild, I kind of like this, right? Because what we're doing is we're just getting a bunch of assets, knowing that I'm going to have to condense this at some point, right? At some point, the hope is that I'm going to take J-Mo and Bell and go get me a real receiver or a high-end receiver. At some point, I'm gonna combine Olave and Tolbert and get another hammer. So I'm okay with it because you're acquiring a bunch of different assets. And I understand that the market for Deebo isn't what you think it should be. As someone that has Deebo in leagues, like you're not getting what his production makes you think that he will get for him.
I can't wait. The season's about to start, guys. This is awesome. I got to make some trades. I've got so many leagues that I've just been ignoring. It's like, I probably need to make some moves. I'm kind of mediocre in this team. Need to do something.
Yeah, I think I have like 4 outstanding trades to Clay, and he never responds. So come on, Clay. Get with it, bro.
Dude, your trades are kind of garbage sometimes.
Nah, they're all process trades. They're just trades in your favor. No, but here's what I would ask. Counter me. That's all I say when I send a trade. I just respond. It's the old Dogtown. Shout out to Dogtown from DNC. It's just counter. Tell me what's on your mind so I can read your mind and try to take advantage of it. That's it. Always
exactly.
counter me.
Exactly, and that's why I don't counter, because you've said in the past, you're like, if you counter, I'm getting data, I'm getting information. It's like, I don't need to give this guy any more information. We're already at a disadvantage stepping into the ring with you and Shane. So I ain't saying a word.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just gonna decline and then go back to my kid who's probably punching me in the balls, but at least I have Manscape crop preserver on. So all right. You like that? I kind of nailed that. No laugh from you.
Definitely good. That was very good.
Yeah. You did. That was good.
All right. Lame. Okay, so let's go to another one here. Samuel, 10 team, half PPR, start 12. Traded away Rashad Bateman, Wan'Dale Robinson, DPJ. Got Jalen Waddle and George Pickens. What do you think?
I absolutely love the heck out of this deal. Yeah, look, Rashad Bateman, we hope he can turn into Jalen Waddle, right? Wan'Dale Robinson and, well, DPJ, I don't care. I don't want to talk about him. Wan'Dale Robinson and DPJ for George Pickens, who, again, is another guy, if you don't believe in, you could immediately trade right now for a 23 first or for a running back in a half-point PPR league. So I love this deal. You done good. You got a bunch of could-be's for one definite and one super hype dude.
Yeah, this is you can almost look at Waddle and Bateman as like a wash, but then you get Pickens for Wan'Dale Robinson and Donovan Peoples-Jones. So this is wide receiver pivoting to a T. If you can find, because essentially the person you sent this trade to looked at Waddle and Bateman and goes, I'd rather have, that they'd rather have one side over the other. And you're going, they're probably in the same bucket. So how can I get two pieces for 3? So yeah, done really good with this trade. Nice job.
Yeah, and you see start 12, but then you look left and it's a 10 team. So it's
like
not,
a 10 team start. It's like a 12 team start 10. Same thing.
Right, exactly. So
look,
and
even if this was a 12 team start 10, or 12 team start 12, Wan'Dale Robinson and Donovan Peoples-Jones is not enough for me not to make this deal. Like, even if I was just like, all right, well, all these guys are getting plugged into my lineup. I think George Pickens is still going to outproduce those two dudes.
Yep. Okay, so let's throw this up here. This is a question that we had in the YouTube community posts. And just an FYI, if you're wondering, if you haven't seen the YouTube community posts, what I do if you're a subscriber is I post things in there, and oftentimes it's, hey, we got a live stream coming up. Post your trades in the comments below, and I try to proactively create these little bubbles here for the StreamYard. So put them in there. We do a lot of stuff on the community post. So anyway, strategy question. If you're in 5 dynasty leagues, do you still make portfolio-based decisions? I had Elijah Mitchell in 3 out of 5 leagues, sold 1 on the contender, gave Elijah Mitchell, got Zeke.
I mean, I'll answer this. I think,
is that enough leagues to look at it like a portfolio? What sample size do you need?
So, okay, here's what I would say, because I get this question a lot. People will come to me and say, "Oh, you mentioned something about a portfolio, but I'm only in 4 leagues. What do I do?" Understand that you still want to understand why decisions are made, whether you have 40 leagues or 4. This isn't necessarily an advantage from like a leverage standpoint, right? It's a running back for a running back. It's a volatile running back for a volatile running back. The volatility of each one is a little bit different, but you could tell yourself a story where both of these guys are year to year. So I don't think there really is an advantage one way or the other. So if you have Elijah Mitchell on 3 teams out of 5 and you go, hey, I want to just shed the risk of Mitchell and move it to another running back and I don't have to pay a tax, I get that. But I wouldn't be at all opposed to keeping 3 out of 5 or even 5 out of 5 if you had all the leverage on the side that you already have. Here it's 1 for 1. This is at best like a 40-60 bet on either side. So I don't think the trade really matters. If this was you're getting a second plus, I would just do all 5 because I'm getting the leverage on all 5. That's how you kind of incorporate the portfolio principles versus your shares. The shares don't matter here. It's only 5 leagues. So really, you're doing this just because you're trying to play a portfolio approach, but I don't think it's a huge difference whether you have 3 or 2 out of 5. So I guess that hopefully that answers the question. But the process here, I think, is he's trying to play a portfolio with only 5 teams, but really you do this just because you're trying to get ahead of the game on one or the other, but there's no leverage on either side here. It's just running back for running back, and both have risk.
Yeah, and I'm going to take Elijah Mitchell when it's straight up.
Yeah, that's fair. If your evaluation says it's Mitchell over Zeke and it's not close, take all 5. I'm not playing the portfolio when I have such a small portfolio. So I guess that's ultimately what he asked.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at the starred chats with Shane's privileges to be able to star things. We got 42 starred. Ooh, I was just about to say 41. There's 42.
That's actually Scott. I'm hitting them all. So let's roll. Let's get
No.
it's 9:45. I put in the chat that's the cutoff. So we're just gonna cut it off and do everything that's in the starred group because we have a lot.
Okay, rock on. All right, 10-team Superflex, start 9, half PPR with a 0.5 tight end premium. Win now. Was offered 2 2023 firsts, mid to late, and Singletary for Mixon. I know I should accept, but I don't want to. I'm worried I won't be able to replace him.
You will be. Make this trade, please, immediately. First of all, you're already kind of replacing him with Singletary. Is he going to put up Mixon's numbers? I don't know. What is Mixon? Mixon's best season was last year, right? Is Mixon elite, or is he just a replaceable piece? Is he going to give you 16 points a week? You can replace that. Take those first, bro. They're only going to increase in value. If you need them in the season and you want to trade them, then fine, you can do that and go get Breece Hall.
Yeah, and I actually think I don't even go get Breece Hall. You can probably replace Mixon in the course and scope of a 10-team start 9 with David Montgomery, Elijah Mitchell. One of those names where you're going, I don't even want to pay a first for this guy. Yep. But you could justify saying you can probably get David Montgomery for one of those firsts. And are they really that different? So I think that's where you have to look at it. Take the trade, like Shane said.
Yep. Okay. So Ryan Teal, what do you all think about Mechie being suspended and what to do with him?
Spam for a third. If you can't get him, cut him.
Yeah,
that's what I've done.
He corrected himself earlier, and I searched over Roto-World in Twitter. He hasn't suspended. He was talking about the cancer.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, as soon as they announced he was not going to play this year, I spammed, couldn't get really anybody to bite. So I guess you can put him on the injured reserve. I think the problem is you're going to have to activate him next year, and you're going to know nothing about whether he's going to play. He's still probably going to be dealing with the same health issues next year at this time, or over the summer. So I'll buy back in a year if he's fully healthy. I mean, I hate to say that because it's unfortunate, but yeah, right. I just don't really want him.
Okay, Keyshawn, 12-team 1QB PPR start 8. Get Tannehill, Malik Willis, Cedric Wilson, Tony, Terrace Marshall, the 2023 101. The kids team is awful. 25 second. Give Russ, Juju, Galladay, Saquon, Breda, and McKenzie. Okay, so it's start 8. So what names can we just completely remove from that? Okay, so basically it's the 101 versus what? Russ and Saquon?
It's a 1 QB too. So it's almost like 101 for Barkley and maybe Juju.
Maybe Juju, yeah.
And I guess you could argue like Russ is an upgrade over the quarterbacks on the other side because you might be able to start him in a 1 QB. I get it. I guess I could go with the Russ, Juju, and Saquon side, but it's a start 8 too, so it's not really even guaranteed to put you at the. Those might just keep you up with the Joneses. It's not like you look at Juju and Russ and saying, "Oh, those are huge positional advantages," either.
Yep. Add some more starters, like we said in our last live stream. Add some more starters. Have some more fun.
Are we assuming this is like the guaranteed 101? Yeah.
He said the kids team is awful, and
if it's guaranteed 101, I want that side.
I want that side too.
That's what I was going to say. But the problem is, if it's the 102, this trade was absolutely pointless to make.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd take the 102 over Saquon.
I'd turn that 102 into the 101 by tacking on a little something.
I guess we don't really know, but I do think the value of the 101 next year might be able to literally like switch this trade around and get you the other side plus like double.
Yep. Okay, so 12-team Superflex, 1.5 tight end premium start 9. Give a mid to late 2023 first, Albert O, Calvin Ridley. Get Mark Andrews and Chase Edmonds.
Mark Andrews. and Chase Edmonds by a country mile. Can we say that? A Manscape mile?
A Manscape mile. So it's just miles and miles of hair. Yes.
When are you gonna do your thing, Shane?
I don't. Oh, I'm supposed to just randomly.
No. Yeah,
drop it in?
when it's organic and good for you, I want you to nail it.
Look,
we're risking this doing
so
a live.
As we're doing this, right? I just need you to know that I'm going back and forth on Star. My kids are in the other room, and let's just say that I'll be manscaping before Thursday evening, because it's important. First impressions are important. And you want to make the proper first impression. Like, you wouldn't go to a job interview without shaving your neck beard, right? So I would say just think of a date in similar terms, right? So it's an interview, right? You'd like to hopefully get in there more, several occasions. Be there as many times as you can. Maybe sometimes lunch. Take lunch there. And in order to do that, you gotta look your best. So just like you would shave your neck beard, you're going to shave your below beard. So yeah, I'll be hitting that up, a little landscaping, and I'll use some crop duster,
Crop preserver.
Crop preserver. Make sure everything's smelling good, because I got the performance package 4.0, baby. So go ahead and get that and use a promo code.
Trades in 5.
Trades in 5.
That's kind of an important part for us, right?
We want people Trades in 5 promo code.
Yeah. No, that would help us out. And this product is awesome. We were sent them by Manscaped. They were like, give us your t-shirt size, give us your boxer size, which is kind of funny. It's like, oh, whatever, I'm about to get something cool. You get this awesome package in the mail. Everything looks legit. It is legit. Comes with its crop reviver. Let's see if it works on the camera. They want us to put it on camera, right? So the crop reviver, that's a reviver, that's a ball toner. Then you have the ball deodorant, which is helpful. It's going to be 90 degrees in Baltimore this week, so that would be helpful. But no, use the promo code TradesIn5 at manscaped.com. You'll get 20% off and free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com. So again, that's TradesIn5. Manscaped.com, 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Your balls will thank you, and so will Shane and Scott and myself.
Well, Clay and I are married. Shane just assumes, hey, he's Thursday night. He's got to get all this ready because he already knows what's going to happen. So it's interesting.
It still matters. It still matters.
It does.
It
does.
I would assume when you're married, it matters too. It's just, it's also very important. Look, it's also about feeling good about yourself, right?
I feel great.
It's about time that men have a nice, like in the olden days, we used to just use a beard and mustache trimmer. And it was literally like just the leftover old one that we're like, oh, I can't use this on my face anymore. I guess I'll go ahead and use this on my nuts. And now we have a professionally put together product that's sent to us in this nice carry bag. And I actually took the bag with me to the FF Expo. Because look, hey, you never know. And just brought it with me. And it looks nice, and it just makes me feel good.
It does. So thank you very much. Hopefully Manscaped will keep us on board. We're on a trial run here. So if you're feeling generous and want an awesome product, use our promo code. Okay. So wait, is this a read? Yeah, that was a read. I mean, like
it took Shane 5 minutes to get through it, so we have comments of is this even an ad read? But anyway, you crushed it, Shane. You crushed it.
Yeah, bravo. Okay, so 12 team Superflex full PPR. Yeah, exactly right. It's on there somewhere. There we go. Start 9: AJ Brown, Ryan Tannehill, and a mid 23 second for DeShaun Watson and Amon-Ra. Right, or Christian Watson.
I assume it's DeShaun, but that I can tell that AJ Brown Tannehill team wants out of that stack that doesn't exist anymore. So give me the DeShaun Amon-Ra side by a mile.
Yeah, this isn't particularly close. This is Watson side by about a kabillion lifetimes.
Yep. Okay, Weaves 10 team Superflex half PPR start 9. Give Jamar Chase and a 24 second. Get AJ Brown, Javonte Williams, and the 24 first.
Half PPR.
I'm taking the package because I can start both AJ Brown and Javonte. I get a free first out of it. Yeah, I'm taking the package, even though Chase is the best asset.
I'll tell you, if it wasn't half PPR, I would hold on to Chase because I'd be like, I want the wide receiver too in fantasy football over everything. except the wide receiver one, obviously, because that's how numbers work. But in a half PPR, Javonte is going to be enough to push that over. And yeah, you get that free first, bro.
Yep. Okay. Let's go to, we already did that one. So I'll unstar. Okay. 10 team Superflex, half PPR, start 9. Gave Elijah Mitchell and a late 2023 second and a 2023 third, excuse me. Got Pierre Strong and a mid 2023 first.
Give me the first.
Give me the first.
You're getting the first, and I know you didn't make this trade for Pierre Strong, but Ty Montgomery was carted off the field last night. So I'm saying Pierre Strong season could be happening. It could be a thing, but the first is what matters. So yeah, good job.
Okay, Brett. 12-team Superflex PPR start 10. Gave Mac Jones and a 23 first. Got Trey Lance.
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yep, good with it. I like Mac Jones, but yeah, I'm good taking the risk.
Yeah, I think I remember going back and forth with Brett in the comments on this one. I agree. I mean, it's get some Trey Lance, more upside. I think we may know what Mac Jones is. Okay, so hide the current comments. You want to take over driving and give Shane and I a run here?
Yep, I'll take over. So just a couple ones. Shout out to Tyler. We'll do a different episode on this one. We're not going to get into it tonight's stream, but I'd like to do an auction episode either on leverage or on trades in 5. So stay tuned for that. Tyler will definitely hit that one. Then I want to hit this one too. NC as well. 0317. Vouch for the roster reviews. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and let me just throw this in there too. So the folks who are waiting on their roster reviews, again, apologies, but Shane and Scott do like a legit thorough roster review. You know, the ones we've seen have been like, 25 to 35 minutes, each one of them. Casey, who's one of our friends, was like, whoa, I was blown away. I was expecting 5 or 10 minutes. They do a thorough one. So just keep that in mind. Okay. What's the next one here? Go ahead,
Sean. Damian Pierce for Ken Walker. I know Shane has an opinion on this one, so I'll throw this one to him. Come on.
Yeah, this is Kenneth Walker. You won. Yeah, that was enough. The world is stupid. I don't know what's going on. It's freaking Ken Walker, the running back 2 of this class. The consensus, unanimous running back 2 of this class over Damian Pierce, who's done exactly what he should have done, right? When we were drafting him as the RB7 of this class last 2 months ago. Like, what has he done? He's really torn it up against second and third stringers, which is really awesome. Really awesome. I would have hoped he would have done that because that's the bare minimum. I'm writing up an article, a stock report right now for DLF. I'll check that. You can check that out. Probably share it with my patrons too, but nah, bro. That's Ken Walker.
So Clay, I send you Kenneth Walker for Damian Pierce on one of those teams where you're like, hey, I might actually have a chance this year. Do you smash accept it, or do you counter and try to get something added just based on where things are right now? They're not changing for Kenneth Walker probably in the next month at least. So I mean, do you ask for something back, and do you kind of have the shout out to Manscape? Do you have the balls to decline this trade and just say I'm going to wait it out and try to get more?
So it's one of those ones where you maybe leave the trade open, right? Like you don't flat out decline the first one. But yeah, if someone's proactively coming to me offering that, I think I know that I might not break up the trade by asking for a little piece on top. That person wants Pierce, right? So
make it happen.
Hey, you want him? Give me a little third. Give me a little third action on there.
Good idea here for a future Trades in 5 show. Maybe we do like a market update before the season on some of the guys that have moved the most from draft time to before the season starts. So stay tuned for that one. We'll do a video on that this week, MJ. Good topic.
That's got to be a whole video. I'm going to show one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
12. I guess I'll read it. 12.
If you put it up, you got to ask the question. This is Joe Antonio Gibsona. Let's go.
I don't know the rules. I'm not paying attention most of the time. 12-team Superflex PPR, 10-team start 10. Excuse me. Kirk Cousins in a 23 first, or Treylon Burks, Ramondre Stevenson in a 23 second. LOL. I'm gonna have to guess the LOL has something to do with the Manscape read.
Cousins in the first. Come on.
That's Cousins in the first. Look, This is one of those where people are just completely forgetting that Kirk Cousins is consistently a top 12 scoring quarterback. And guess what system he's going to be running? He's going to be running the LA Rams system from last year, the one that made Matthew Stafford elite for the second time in his career. maybe the first time in his career. Kirk Cousins has already been elite, and you get the 23 first. Yeah, bro, that's not even close. That's a smash on the Cousins side.
Yep. And by the way, we got 123 eyeballs in here right now.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining. If you look down and just make sure you hit that like, we'd appreciate it. Easiest way to support us.
Yeah, hit the like. We have 30 more comments in here. I'm going to try to get through all of them in the next 15 minutes. So Bob Gilchrist, we already had a Breece Hall question, but Clay, I'll ask you. Breece Hall, you have Breece Hall. Are you even trying to sell right now, given the fact that the Jets are on a backup quarterback? It's a 50-50 split. Like, are you even bothering, or are you a little worried?
I'm not worried. Like, I'm still charging 100% of its value. So somebody's got to come with something. Like, folks will reach out and try to buy low based on all of this. I'm not gonna sell based on current situation. What do you think, Shane?
No. Good Lord. This is just hearsay. Heresy, not hearsay. Heresy is a different thing. Heresy. I don't know what we're doing here, man. I really don't know what we're doing. Like, are we?
Those two words are totally.
Yeah, and you they're so different, and you ended on the wrong one.
No, well, I ended up with heresy. It's heresy.
Yeah, but
whatever. It's that word. This is just ridiculous, people. Look, I understand that we're goldfish and that our attention spans are they die quickly. Breece Hall is an elite prospect. There's a reason that he was the running back one. Just look at my write-up on him from Fantasy Data if you don't believe me. Look it up, anyone's write-up on him for that matter. I'm not a scout. Dude, he's slam dunked the running back one of this class. I'm not worried about Michael Carter being the starter there. This is Breece Hall's job, dude. Like, what are we doing? This is a 3-down back with size, speed. Like, this is what we want. Like, he's like what we cream after, right? He's a guy with the skill set to play on all 3 downs.
Live stream, Shane.
Yeah, he's done it in college, right? We've seen him do it. We know he can do it. The Jets traded up for him in the 2nd round. This isn't like they traded up for him in the 5th round and we're talking ourselves into this. Stop it. Stop the madness.
I'll just chime in on this. The price has always been for me either a running back pivot. We got the trade earlier with Akers and a first for Breece Hall. Right. Like, if you can interchange that to a better 1 to 2 year window producing running back and a first for Breece, I'll do that. 2 firsts for Breece, I'll do that. I'm actually more on the buy Breece Hall side if I can get Breece for like a 23 first and second or something like that, because next year's class is going to be deep at running back. There's probably going to be 6 to 7 running backs in the top maybe 75 picks, but I'm not sure there's going to be more than one Breece Hall. So, I mean, I'm actually fine trying to buy a little bit cheaper versus trying to sell. So, good question, though. It's good value discussion. Another one, Jacob, 12-team start 10, Superflex, 2 running backs, 4 receivers, tight end, flex. So, he sold Allen Robinson, or received DK Metcalf, Allen Robinson in a 3rd for ETN, Hopkins, Hamler, and a 25 second. I don't know why people continue to accept 25 picks. You guys, I assume you're on the DK Robinson side on this, pretty easy.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think that was a question. You start.
It was a question because Jacob Autoline submitted it to us, Shane.
4 wide receivers, and you have another flex, so you could start up to 5 wide receivers. Bruh, give me.
Yep. Yeah, so Field gave us super chat, $2. Appreciate it, man. Another one, same format for sure. 101 for Pitts.
I don't remember what the format was, but probably.
You'd give up the 101 for Pitts? For sure, 2023 101.
What's the format? What was the format?
I remember talking with them. We went back and forth in the comments, and it's a format where, it's not like some start 6 or whatever. It was, the 101. It was a super flex. 12 team. I want to say. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. What do you think?
I mean, it comes down to you're almost getting what you would ask to get for Pitts anyway. Like, there's probably only like 1 or 2 players other than Pitts that you would say you would accept for the pick. But really, can you get more? That's the only question. If you know it's the 101, can you hold out and get more? But there's a chance you get to next year and it's like, I don't really want to trade for Bijan at its price because you're asking 3+ first for him and no one wants to pay it. So I might take the player that I know, even if it's not the right format. That's a good one, though. All right, I got a couple others. Let me throw this one up here. We already did that one. Here's one. So this is a rebuilder Zoom killer. 12 team Superflex, half PPR, or no, half tight end premium. So I'm assuming that's like 1.5 premium. Sutton, Lockett, Thielen. So we gave up 3 receivers for Gabe Davis and Pickens. I think I probably take this.
I'm all on the got side, and then immediately trading Gabe and Pickens. I'm looking at 23 first coming my way because those are like the golden children of the preseason. 2 of the leading members of the golden child pack. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're rebuilding, I mean, Lockett and Thielen, they're dead assets. You know, total.
So let me ask you guys this: if you're a rebuilding team, do you trade a guy like Sutton straight up for George Pickens?
Yes.
1 for 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Because look, even if I get stuck with Pickens, the upside is probably greater than Sutton's, to be quite frank with you.
Yep.
All right, got a couple others. I'm trying to pick through the ones that aren't going to be a 15-minute conversation on each question. Spock says Fournette plus Miles Sanders or a 23 first 12-team Superflex. I think you just take it, right?
23 first.
Yeah, that's putting all your nickels together to get $15.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Another Zoom killer trade. T-Law and Goddard. He has Pitts. Get Watson, Thielen, and a 23 third. So we don't know the format in terms of how many starters. At least it was in a separate comment if it was. But where are you guys on this? Assuming it's just 12 teams, start 10. Would you give T-Law and Goddard?
To get DeShaun Watson, yes.
Yep.
Not even a doubt.
Yep.
And then I got other stuff back too.
Unless it were a start to tight end, and then I at least think more than this couple seconds here.
I would think for like a second and a half, and then hit accept.
I saw this one on Twitter. I think there was a poll someone put out with this.
No, Jeff Jacobs. Yeah, he posts a lot of these on Twitter. What's up? Yeah. What's up, Jeffrey? He's a busy man.
This is the one I think there was a poll up, and it was like 97-3 or something like that in favor of the kill. And the 3% people that voted are probably just doing it so they can see what the percentage is on the other side.
Well, no. That's the margin of error. That's the official margin of error on Twitter. Like, when they're
the number of idiots that are the people that don't know how to use their phone and hit the wrong button. Fat finger the poll. Yeah, I get it. Let's see, a couple others.
Let me throw
one up because I'm looking through good ones.
Yeah, let me throw these up real quick. I had these in the hopper, and guys, if you posted in the community chats your trades, we're trying to hit the ones from the folks in the audience tonight. We'll get back to you on those. All right. Okay, 12 team Superflex start 10. Give 323. Wait, is this the first one? No, here's what it is. This looked like it was kind of a cascade trade. 12 team Superflex start 10. Give Godwin, get 323 seconds. What do you think on that right off the bat?
No, I'd want Godwin, but then now I know what happened afterwards. Yeah. I'd want the picks.
Yeah, exactly. So then cascading that to where it's give those 3 seconds and get a mid to late 23 first.
Yeah, well, now that you did that, I have to say I like that better.
So what if it's 109? Let's call it the 109 in 2023. Would you rather have 323 seconds or the 109?
2021 or 20? I'm going backwards. 2023, you're saying?
2023. Let's call it 3 random 23 seconds or the 109 in 2023.
I'm taking the 109.
Yeah, I mean, I think the theory behind it would be that if you had the 201, 202, you might fall in the same tier and you might have the extra shots. I'm just curious on this trade. The person that traded Godwin for the 3 seconds, did he know there was someone that's going to take that other deal? Because then I'm wondering the team that gave up the 3 seconds is probably going, oh, I didn't know I could get a first for those 3 seconds. And then they see the same trade go through. You know what I mean? That's an interesting I don't think it's done in a lot of leagues. If you see them 3 seconds go for a player, they don't just then turn around and trade those for a first.
Hey, Eric Hughes, throw your trade up, the one that was in the comments the other day, if you remember what it is, and we'll hit that.
Yep. Okay. Here, let me just throw one of these. This was on Twitter. 2F by C, 10 team Superflex PPR start 11. Gave Cooper Kupp and Kareem Hunt. Got Chris Olave, Ken Walker, and a mid 23 first.
So this is basically like a 12 team start 9 equivalent. So I can see where someone would be like, all right, I'm going to consolidate players that I don't think are helping me for Cooper Kupp because he's locked in my lineup. So I can see it. I like the package, but I can also see why someone would give this up because they're probably figuring I'm going to consolidate and Cooper Kupp and help me win. So I can see why someone would take the Gabe side, but I'd probably prefer the package because I think I can turn around and maybe buy something for Olave in a first.
Oh,
Yep.
I want all the got, bruh.
All right, I'll take back over. I'm on your starred ones here. Kevin Bacon, 12-team Superflex PPR best ball, start 10. Team A gives Zach Wilson and a 24 second. Team B gives Cortland Sutton and a 23 third.
Best ball, I'll take the quarterback in the second. Because you always want to have a couple extra quarterbacks in best ball because whenever they fire. You don't have to start sit. So yeah, definitely give me the and receivers are more replaceable in best ball too. So yeah, give me the Zach Wilson side on that one.
I mean, even if this was a straight up super flex, no best ball, I still want Wilson over Sutton. Sutton doesn't move the needle enough for me to go, okay, I can't give him up unless I get an absolute, no doubt about it, stud quarterback. This is the type of deal I'd love to make to get Zach Wilson.
Alrighty, so Matt, 10-team, 2QB, non-tight end premium, start 9. Thanks for the team review last week. It was great. Looking at 2 trades this week. Have 5 23 firsts, Herbert, Lamb, and Waddle. This will probably ring a bell for you guys. Okay, so hide that one here. This one, Spock, and glad you enjoyed the roster review. Appreciate that shout out. Spock, QB, Murray, and Carr. Okay, let me emphasize.
This is a roster review, bro.
Yeah. This is a roster review. Spock, hit us up. Dynasty Trades and 5 at gmail.com or
I want to bring up Eric's trade.
Oh, perfect.
All right. I'll read. 12-team Superflex, start 10. No tight end premium. Traded away Kirk Cousins, Cam Akers, and a 23 second. Got Lawrence and a 23 first. For context,
24 first.
Yes. The other team is loaded with aged assets and most likely will have to go into a rebuild in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think we can just say that I like at least he's looking out 2 years and going, I want to get that team's 24 first. And he's taking a shot on, basically like Akers and Cousins for Lawrence-ish, however you want to equate that. But I like the idea that he's looking out 2 years. It's the same thing we've talked about. Like if you can trade Tom Brady to the team and get their 24 first, like the correlation is perfect. So yeah, I like how he's thinking here. Good trade, Eric.
And Eric, to answer your question, yes, we do normally put those trades in on the show that you put in the YouTube community posts. I had a bubble created for yours, so just keep doing that. But hey, it's good that you joined us tonight. Okay, let's hide that current one here. All right, 14-team, 1 QB, full PPR, start 8. I gave Javonte Williams and Devontae Smith for Travis Etienne, Terry McLaurin, and Amon Ra.
Start 8. I'd rather have Javonte Williams, to be quite honest. I don't know. I got to think about this. You guys go. I'm going to think some more.
Well, it's a 14 team, but it's a start 8. It's 1 QB, so I'm assuming there's probably at least 3 flexes here. So I can see the appeal of getting the 3 pieces. Just comes down to, because I think we can probably say that Terry McLaurin's better than Devontae Smith, and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Devontae Smith are in the same tier. They're probably not like guaranteed in your lineup, but they're usable. So it really comes down to, do you want to take the risk on ETN versus Javonte? Right. I honestly kind of like the 3 pieces in a 14 team because there may be someone else that's looking for usable pieces and you may be able to sell. And a 12 team start 8, I think is a little tougher, but 14 team, that's more like a start 10 in terms of equivalent players in the lineup. So I kind of like the 3 pieces here, honestly, if you're willing to be a little risky with ETN versus Javonte. But a year ago, they were flip-flopped. So, I mean, I'm fine taking that risk.
Yeah, that's a good trade. All right, let me unstar that one here. Marty Williams, 12-team super flex, 2 tight end, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex. I traded DeShaun Watson, Khalil Shakir, David Bell, a 23 third for Mecole Hardman, Alexander Madison, 24 first and 2025 third.
No, man. Yeah, that's
that's not good. Look, and this is even if you have
confused.
Even if you don't want to continue on the DeShaun Watson ride, you got to do better than this because Watson even as a sell low, should have pulled back a better return than this. And he's honestly not a sell low anymore now that we know he's only out 12 games, 13 games, whatever.
Yep. Okay. Hey, it's Dynasty. You can always make more trades, right?
Yeah. Keep trading.
Yeah. So if you're in a 10-team PPR league and you had Chris Godwin as your wide receiver 4 or 5 and wanted to trade him, what would you want to get back? Also have CD, Higgins, A-Rob, DJ Moore, Tony, and the 101 and 102.
I don't want to trade Chris Godwin, actually. I want to start buying Chris Godwin, but I would need another top 20 receiver, maybe someone I can stack with. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to trade him because I actually think he's been undervalued because of the fact he might not be 100% for the first half of the year. But we've seen guys come back from ACLs and be fine. You just have to give it a little time. And I'll want to buy him when he comes back. So I have a hard time. Maybe like Marquise Brown, someone like that I would do straight up.
Yep.
Maybe like Juju, but that's even risky. But like that, it would have to be a 1-for-1. And I don't know if anybody else is going to give you one of those guys that you want. So I wouldn't try to sell him, honestly.
Yeah, just the timing of it's not great, but let's just say you could get fair market return for him. I'm probably, based on your build, it looks like you probably need a running back more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 12-team Superflex PPR. Traded Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, man, trading the RB1 and wide receiver 1, and a 23-second for DeShaun Watson, Breece Hall, Darnell Mooney. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Traded Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, a 23-second. I give up.
This is a smash on the side he got.
Cascade trade, though? I'm sorry. Is this like, are there 3 parts or 4?
He gave up Jefferson, Taylor in a second for Watson, Breece, Mooney, and 3 firsts. Give me the get side.
Good Lord, that's a get side. You just got a top 7 quarterback in Superflex. I don't want to be blasphemous, but Breece Hall comps to Jonathan Taylor very well as a prospect. But quite frankly, I don't really give a shit if he does or he doesn't. You slam dunks killed this trade. Hopefully you were you traded it away. Good job. You crushed it, bro.
Interesting. I've never seen Taylor and Jefferson or Taylor and Chase or moved in the same trade like that. That's a great haul. Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice. Can't read. Like 0 sleep. Getting my ass kicked by kids for a week of vacation.
Here's one, just because we didn't talk much Antonio Gibson. Got Antonio Gibson for Chase Edmonds in a third. Honestly, are you guys taking Edmonds over Gibson at this point?
No, because I've seen Edmonds' upside, and the Edmonds' upside is he's a running back 30, running back 20. Gibson, look, man, Gibson's one of the premier elite handcuffs in all of Dynasty football, man. If something were to happen to Brian Robinson, man, I think Gibson could go out there and see 300 and something touches. Oh, wait, he's done that before. Yeah, all the Gibson, bro.
I mean, Clay, you're a Washington guy. Like, if you have Edmonds, are you really accepting Gibson and you have to give back a third on top of it? I mean, are you really wanting to buy Gibson? Because I kind of feel like if we go out and he has 6 touches in the first week and 2 kickoff returns, like his value is just going to go even lower. He's going to fall into like the true handcuff range, and you can buy for less than this.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's just like in a start 10 too. I don't. Chase Edmonds doesn't do much for me, right? He's not exciting. I know he does score fantasy points and whatnot, but yeah, when you couple my Washington Commanderism and the fact that Antonio Gibson still is an elite athlete and really good at carrying water and whatnot, I think I would go Gibby. I think I would go Gibby side.
I guess maybe we can do an update on Gibson too, but is there a chance his value ever rebounds? Because I almost feel like this stink is too much to where it's going to take a lot. Yeah. Okay. I'm in on buying Gibson. I think his price now is to the point where it's like people are taking Chase Edmonds and Tony Pollard and stuff over him. Then I'm willing to buy at that price point.
Yeah, I want to buy him.
That's silly. Look, I don't think Gibson's going to get his job back. I think Brian Robinson has taken it, but I could be wrong. And the difference with him is if I've seen him as a starter, it wasn't great. It wasn't, exactly what I wanted, but it was an RB 16 season, which, that's better than an RB 30 season.
Quick one. Jalen Tolbert and Chris Evans for Isaiah Spiller and Jelani Woods. Anybody in this trade intrigue you just in terms of like these are random low tier players, but any of them where you're like, I want to get this guy just for maybe the resale value, like Tolbert?
Spiller for me.
Spiller?
Yeah, oh, really? I like the Gabe. I like the Tolbert and the Evans side because if Tolbert can figure out where the end zone marker is, he can actually score a touchdown. And Chris Evans, look, you're a Cincinnati guy, Cleveland, Ohio-ish area guy. Chris Evans is going to be their backup, right? Samaj P. Ryan's going to get cut. Evans, look, if you look at his yards per route run last year, really high. I know he only ran 15 routes, but still. No, I like the Tolbert now.
What happened to Travion? All right, I'll hide this comment. I'll take.
I like how Shane goes. You're a Cincinnati, Cleveland guy, which are on the total opposite side of the state.
Listen,
like Shane, you're a Pittsburgh guy, right, Shane?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Hartford. Yeah.
I just learned that Ohio and Pennsylvania are neighbors last month, so I don't want to talk about it. 2 weeks ago.
Anyway.
All right, so let's see what we got here. It looks like we have 8 left.
8 left. Let's fire through them. We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we still have 124 eyeballs in here. Thanks for sticking with us, man.
Man, I appreciate it because honestly, if there weren't this many people here, I would have already messaged you too.
Yeah, like, what's the line for you, Shane? What's the line for you?
Like if 120 people are gonna watch, look, if it gets under 100, I would have already bagged this.
I just hit the end broadcast thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Another Gibson. Sky Moore or Gibson in a second. Shane, is this enough for you to take on the risk? Nope. Sky Moore?
Sky Moore.
All right. And Clay, same thing?
I think Sky Moore. I think her name is Johannes.
It is. It's Antonia Gibsonia.
Gibsona is fantastic. Fantastic. All right.
Next one. Patrick D, 12-team Superflex, half PPR, start 9. Mixon and Ayuk and a second. Dobbins, Ramondre, and a first and a third.
All I see is the first.
Yep.
Yeah. Ramondre is going to be as good as Mixon this year from what I hear.
I assume you're on that same one, Clay? The first?
Give it the first.
I had to throw this one in there. Greg's comment. Gibson has worse ball control than Shane's ex. Shane added that one to the queue. So
remember, Manscaped, get the Pro Performance Package 4.0 using promo code Trades in 5.
If we don't watch it, he's gonna blame his divorce on not having Manscaped. Maybe that's a good way to pump the ad.
I'm just saying I was using a beard and mustache trimmer during my marriage, and my marriage
was not Manscaped, right?
Yeah, and my marriage went down in flames. This entire time I've been single and I've been using Manscaped. I'm still single, right? So apparently that's doing it right.
Dude, we're in the home stretch of this live stream and the risk of doing live Manscaped reads. So let's promo code Trades in 5, but let's get through this, baby. This is dangerous.
We have 6 more. I think it's Ian is how I would say this. I don't know, correct me, but I'll go with Ian because it looks cool. He has Egon. Okay, maybe
no. Egon.
Egon.
Like from the Ghostbusters.
Now you're confusing me. I look at it as Ian, but I don't know. He can correct this. But he's got CMC, Saquon, and Mixon on a team where he's a serious contender. I've talked about this before. Should he be trying to kind of liquidate one of these guys for a couple picks or whatnot and just go into the season with both? Like, I'd probably be trying to sell Mixon if I can get like a 23 first and maybe a lesser running back, because I'm fine rolling with just Saquon and CMC. But what do you guys think? If this is truly your team and you have these 3, are you trying to get out of one or just rolling into the season with these 3?
You already know I'm trying to move CMC and Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Shane would trade all 3 and still try to contend.
So you can't bank on injuries happening or not happening. But if I look at my squad and it's CMC and Saquon and then Mixon, it's like I could very well see myself having one running back in week 3. But I would sell one of them, and I would sell whichever one I could get the most for.
Yeah, I think that's correct too. You put all 3 on the block and maybe you get an overpay offer for one, like a 23 first and a starting receiver. And then you're like, oh, okay, now it makes a lot more sense for my construction. I like that idea. Slam dunk, Trenton. We'll spend 5 seconds on this one. Yes. Give up Travis Etienne for a top 5 23 first. Do it.
Good Lord.
4 more. Brett Alberta, 12 teams, start 10. Gave AJ Brown and a top 3 first, for sure, top 5. got back Justin Jefferson. He listed out his receivers. Shane, this is an interesting one. Would you give this up in a start 10? Top 3 first and A.J. Brown for Jefferson, or are you holding out on more for that first?
I mean, you just got the wide receiver 1, bro. You got the wide receiver 1. The wide receiver 1 that is in the Cooper Kupp role this year. Like, I know he has nowhere to go but down in theory, right? But I think Justin Jefferson might be, I hate being hyperbolic, but
is it overkill with his other receivers, though? With what he already has, do I really want to blow my top 3 first when I might need it to buy something in the season?
Well, yeah, look, if I could have, I'd much rather have gone, well, how about I give you Marquise Brown, Terry McLaurin, and a top 3 pick for Justin Jefferson? How about I give you Chris Godwin and Sky Moore? Probably wouldn't have got it done. No. I'm not super ecstatic with giving up, but here's the thing. I can still move Marquise Brown. I can still move McLaurin, Godwin, London, Sky, right? And a couple of these guys are going to see their value ascend in season, and I'm not going to need them. I can still trade them for running backs. How often am I going to get a chance legitimately to trade for the wide receiver 1 in Dynasty football? And I'll say this, at a reasonable price. Like, you could always trade for the wide receiver 1 if you're willing to give up the quarterback 1. You know what I mean? But I'm giving up another wide receiver in a 23 pick. As much as we love picks, they're valuable, blah, 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 blah. They increase in value, all that good stuff. I know Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in football.
Yeah, I think for me too, it comes down to league economy. If I think I can get a 23 first back, in my league, and it wouldn't be gone forever, and bye-bye, I'd be open to giving one up. But top 3, I'm still keeping AJB and 23 first. But
see, this is where I think Shane and I differ a little bit. If I go and look at my roster, that's I get what he's saying. You're getting the best player. This isn't the type of deal that I would proactively send to somebody else, though, if that was my receiver group. I mean, sure, I'd love to add 6 pieces and get Justin Jefferson, but this is not how I'm good enough to win with the receivers I have. So it's overkill for me to pay all the leverage to get another receiver. Yes, it's Jefferson. Yes, I'm going to now have Jefferson and Chase. This isn't just where I'm looking. If someone sends it to me, I might think about it, but I'm not looking at my 23 firsts and my other top 10 receivers and going, how do I get a top 5 receiver? So I think
it's kind of a luxury move,
Yes,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, but it's a luxury move. It's not drafting CEH in the first round when you're the Chiefs. It's a luxury move if your luxury move is getting a bazooka to shoot a fly, which, again, I'm always like Rampage, the video game. That is my style of fantasy football.
Nice.
I want to climb on a building and just punch the windows out and make the building collapse.
All right, let's get this guy a good answer here. Startup. Let's just assume.
Let's get him a good answer.
Let's just assume a PPR startup. Who are you taking here, Clay, between these 3 receivers? If you have to pick one.
Judy, Garrett Wilson, or Treylon Burks. I will take. Give me Garrett Wilson.
Shane?
I don't know why you struggled. This is clearly Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, because I'm forever a Judy guy. I don't know.
Honestly, if you took Judy, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah,
because I think you're probably looking at a very good shot that you get face planters with Garrett Wilson and Treylon Burks. Now you can say you like them better than Judy, but if someone took Judy in a startup, I would not at all be like, oh, that's a bad pick. You could have had a rookie receiver, which I'm not really sure, but we'll see. Last 2. I guess that's D.O. Jones. I'm not sure how he says it. Yep. 12-team Superflex start 10, half PPR. Dak and Dalton Schultz for Lamar Jackson and Calvin Ridley in a rebuild with Dak and Watson at QB. He has 523 first. Okay, this guy slayed the league in terms of picks. Are you selling Dak and Schultz for Jackson and Ridley, though, in a rebuild?
He gave up? No, he's getting Jackson and Ridley.
He's getting Lamar. Jackson and Ridley. Yep.
Yeah,
I'll take Lamar because there's nothing about it being start 2 tight end 2.0 premium or anything.
If you just have PPR, actually in a rebuild, those are the kind of teams I'd be fine taking Ridley back, even though I don't really like Ridley that much.
Right.
All right, this is it. We get one more from Spock. Big deal here. We have Kyler Murray plus Derek Carr. Wait.
Okay, this is listing out his teams.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going wait a second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so his QBs are Kyler Murray and Derek Carr. Running backs are Swift and ETN. Wide receivers are AJ Brown, Waddle, Deontay, Amon-Ra, Brandon Cooks, Elijah Moore. Tight end Alberto, Trash Can, and then McBride. I have, I'm kidding. I have 4 2023 firsts. What should I do? 12-team Superflex, start 9, no PPR.
You should reach out to Clay for a roster.
I was just gonna say DM at Trades in 5 for a roster review. We'll give you a full 30 minutes for this one, but it looks like you have a good foundation to work with those picks and those players. So reach out to us, Spock.
Easy.
Hey guys, it was good to get back on a live stream here. I'm excited to have this channel for the season too. We're gonna still do a bunch of live streams, and we're gonna try to pump out a lot of content on I guess Tuesday, Wednesday, do a little Dynasty debrief, this and that. We're going to be throwing out a bunch more content. There's going to be less fancy graphics, which will make me a touch sad, but we got to get you the content. Anything you want to say, guys? Thank you very much.
No, man, thank you for everyone spending their Saturday night with us. You could be doing anything and you decided to hang out with us. So that's really cool. We appreciate it.
Getting a lot of comments, people thanking us. We had a lot of questions that we didn't get to. I mean, we're getting to a point where we're getting hundreds of questions every time. So sorry if we didn't get to you. Reach out to us, create Twitter threads, tag us. We'll retweet it or we'll vote, and then reach out to us on the next live stream, and we'll try to get to more.
Yeah, good call. I appreciate all of you. Have a good night.
Be chill, everybody.
Good night, Shane.
Good night, Shane.